Hey, Eric Peacock here. Tuesday tip, we're continuing our series on exercises people screw up in the gym. And one of the most blatantly abused exercises that I see, it's kind of like the redheaded stepchild, no offense to redheaded stepchildren, but is squats. I see people, and guys, we're notorious for this, talk about how much we squat, and we're doing what I call sissy squats or crappy squats. So a legitimate squat to me is going to be a parallel squat. Now, not everybody can get to a parallel squat, but a lot of people use the excuse of bad knees, bad back. Everybody should be able to get to a parallel squat unless you have some specific orthopedic reason not to. But even I've had people that have had knee replacements or knees that can still squat decent. And we have to do this the rest of our lives, and we might as well do it well. But a lot of people don't realize the squat is one of the best exercises to change your whole body. It releases anabolic hormones. That doesn't mean you're going to turn into a muscle head, but what anabolic hormones do is they actually help you build muscle and burn fat. And you know, back when I started lifting weights, the one exercise I saw that made the biggest difference was squats. And we're going to talk about bar squats today because it's kind of the king of squats. People a lot of times will get in here and they'll do this. They'll get the bar up on their neck like this. And one thing, this puts a lot of stress on the cervical spine, but when the bar's higher, it's going to push me more forward, which is going to put more stress on my lower back and my knees. Really, to put the bar, it should be on the top of your shoulders, across your shoulders, and you want to get your grip fairly close. If you have to hold the bar like this, you need to work on your shoulder mobility, but you want to get your grip fairly close here so you can squeeze your upper back, because you want your upper back and your core to be involved, and that way you get tension on the bar. Now, a lot of people, you notice I got this thing behind me, will squat to here, and they don't get the depth they need. That's one of the biggest I guess crimes against squat is not getting enough depth. So what I like to do is put something behind people because it does two things. It gets me to my depth. So I'm going to come down, tap the ball, in this case, and come up. It also gets my hips back, so I'm using my butt and my hamstrings more instead of being a knee squatter. You see people squat like this a lot, and they put a lot of stress on their quads and their knees. They're only getting part of the leg, and they're not doing a very good job. It's not really doing a lot. And one of my pet peeves, I'm just going to go on a soapbox, is the idiot in the gym that does the mini squats and screams and is going down about 20 degrees. Get to freaking 90 degrees if you can. If you can't, get as close as you can. Get down there, because the lower you get, to a point you're going to get more inner thigh and more hips and more butt involved. So put something behind you, drop back, put your weight into your heels, push your knees out a little bit, drive through your heels, extend your hips underneath you. A lot of times people will come back here and they don't finish the lift. Come back, lead with your hips, come down, and push up. Now make sure whatever you have is going to get you to the depth you want. That might actually be a little high for me, but that's going to be a good way to police your squat form. A great thing to do is to videotape your squats from the side if you want to see how they look from the side. And use a weight you can control. If you're doing the mini, if you're one of those guys in the gym, and you're one of those tools that sits there and screams, don't be the tool, all right? Get down deep, suck up your ego, use a weight you can control. The weight will go up because the legs and hips are very powerful, so once you get the form right, I guarantee you're gonna see better changes and you're gonna see the weight go up. So rack the bar a little lower, get to depth, push through your heels, don't be a knee squatter. You can fix a lot of these with a lower bar rack and a target. And then videotape yourself. Instead of doing selfies, videotape your lifts and do some honest feedback. That's my Tuesday tip. Get those squats going and do them right and get your good results.